Greetings, something in my mouth, and welcome to Casey's Cause Studio. This is Porch Time, Friday night edition. How we doing, folks? Changing my camera angle. I didn't like where it was. I don't like it that way either, but we'll figure it out. I don't like showing that chair, but whatever. That chair. Lots of stuff to talk about tonight. We'll get right into it. We're going to go to... let me kill off some of these. Not that. That. Then that. Okay. There it is. There's the snow coming flying in, and this is your front. That's your cold front. Your brutal cold front. And it looks like noonish tomorrow is when this is going to take place. It's not horrible out there tonight, but I've seen 3 to 5, 5 to 8 for Central Indiana. Basically, I don't think they know what to say, but we're going to get snow, probably a little more than we got today. So, or this morning, I should say, be prepared for that. But the story behind all this is the extreme bitter cold air. Not here, Pat. I don't know where you're at, but I wish. Maybe not 85. 80 would be nice. Horribly cold air tomorrow's coming in. Tomorrow, as that front pushes through, lows down near 0, wind chills 10 to 15. So typically, here we go. Pets, get them inside if they're not. Now, don't get me wrong. I have like dry skin on my nose is bugging the crap out of me. Not all dogs were made to be inside dogs. I know people don't like to hear that. But the videos on TikTok of the Huskies are some of the best ever. That they're like, I don't care how cold it is and how much snow, I'm not coming in. So if you have a dog that's an inside dog, get it inside tomorrow night, Sunday night. The temperature's, how you doing, Brooke? The temperature's not going anywhere Sunday. It's going down, if any. Elderly, neighbors, relatives, let them know. Exterior walls with piping, water piping in it, stuff like that. Trickle your faucets. It's that time of year, folks, believe it or not. Hello, Misty. So this is all coming in. I got a message from Abby at EMA. Here's what they have set up. Wellspring has generously opened their doors to those needing shelter overnight during the extreme cold tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. Official shelter hours are 7 p.m., which is coming up here in a few minutes, to 7 a.m. Those who are inspired or feel called to give can do so by donating items that are needed at Wellspring, including hand, feet warmers, gloves, coats, blankets, toilet paper, or paper towels. If you're interested in volunteering and helping through this, call EMA at 765-342-8467. That's the only warm-up station that I know of in town. There are some cancellations. I seen them on Facebook, but I also posted a message that if you're interested, send me a message, and I'll tell people that your event's being canceled. We had an event scheduled for tomorrow to help Red Barn gather food, but we're not going to do that. The snow and everything else, we're just going to wait. I want to see if anybody responded to that. Nope. So we canceled that. The cookie stroll, as far as I know, no one's canceled yet. So that's where we're at. But I know there's events canceled tomorrow afternoon, things like that. It's going to be nasty, folks. It is going to be nasty, and there is no other way around it. So I'm trying to get back to, I don't know why I can't find. Hang on, y'all. There we go.
An event scheduled.
Rookie. All right. If you got an event to cancel, get a hold of me, message me. I'll post it on the site. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll be live again in the morning. I'm going to cover the storm as it moves towards central Indiana. But right now, it's, as you can see, it's out in this area, out in Des Moines, and then way up here. They used to call these Alberta clippers. They come out of Alberta, and they zip down across the central part of the United States and dump snow. Not a lot of it. It's not like your typical low, big, huge snowstorms, but 6 to 8 inches here or there. They're going to get a little more back here in Iowa. They're talking snow falling in Iowa at like 3 inches an hour. That's some heavy-duty snow. I hope we don't have anything like that. It looked like, originally, it looked like the heavier snow band was going to be across the central part of the state. The last one I saw had moved it a little further south again. So who knows? That's where we're at there. Let me go back to main cam, and we'll click back on that in a little bit. Again, horribly cold air tomorrow night, Sunday and Sunday night. Some of the coldest air we've had since last January. Very bitter cold. Pets inside, run your water. It's going to get nasty cold. This is the stuff that I do not like. I do not like these extreme temperatures. Winter like this, it's a nuisance. I hate it, but I can deal with it. Weather like we're going to have on Saturday night, Sunday, makes me want to move. But my only issue is I got to move south where they have extreme heat, which I can't stand that either. So just kind of stuck here in the middle. But 3 to 5 inches. Hello, Veronica. 3 to 5 inches is what I've seen. I've seen this 5 to 8 just a little bit ago across central Indiana. So I would say anywhere 3 to 5, 3 to 6 inches of snow. A little more than we got today. I think we got this morning. I think we had like 3.5 inches. And hats off to the city, county, state for keeping the highways, passageways, roads clear. I went into work a little later, and 67 was amazing. I could not believe that we had 3 inches of snow last night, and I drove to work up 67 at 55 miles an hour. I haven't took my time because you worry about bridges and overpasses, things like that. But it was clear all the way to Avon. So city streets look good. I know it got a little warmer today. It helped out. But we're right back at it. We're right back at it again tomorrow, folks. 3 to 5 inches coming. These are winters. This is the type of winter we had when we were kids. And I was telling people this again today. It'd snow about every 3 or 4 days. It wouldn't be much. We'd get some snow. It'd melt away. We'd get some more snow. It'd melt away. These are more atypical of what I remember as a kid. Not saying they were all like this. Every now and then we'd get a big snowstorm. But these 2 to 4 inches, I remember there was traveler advisories just about every freaking weekend. So, how you doing, Misty? Run your water, get the pets inside, let the elderly know that it's going to be bad Saturday for the snow, Saturday night, Sunday night for the cold temps. Brutally cold. And wind chills are going to be an issue. 10 to 15 below zero. It's not going to be fun. And again, I will read to you what EMA sent to me. Wellspring has generously opened their doors to those needing shelter overnight during the extreme cold tonight, tomorrow, Sunday. Shelter hours are 7 p.m., which is right now, till 7 a.m. If you need a place to go to stay warm for the next 12 hours, there you go. You got a shelter at Wellspring. If you're inspired or feel called to give, you can do so by donating items that are needed at Wellspring, including hand and feet warmers, gloves, coats, all sizes, blankets, toilet paper, paper towels. If you would like to volunteer at the shelter at some time, if you're interested, contact EMA at 765-342-8467. Leave a message if need be. Wellspring has this information posted on their Facebook page. I think that's awesome that we have a warm-up shelter. So if you need a place to go, the only one I know of right now, and this is the only one I'm talking about, but if there's others out there, please let me know. Wellspring has a warm-up place you can go to and stay for the next 12 hours. So, wanted to make sure we got that information out. Other than that, it's just going to be nasty. It's going to be winter. It's going to be January winter over the next 48 hours. Snow, cold, sub-zero temperatures, wind chill factors. All the stuff we hate. I know it's 12 days before Christmas, but it's January. We skipped right over December and we went into stupid cold. If you look ahead, next week, middle of the week, 40s and 50s. So, yes, we're going to get cold for 2 days, but we're going to warm up quickly, and the snow's not going to stay around very long. Which I'm good with that. I'll take the 50 degrees. So, I got stuff all over my jacket. So, Wellspring is a warm-up center. If you know someone that needs a place to go, let them know. Do not let someone stay on the streets tonight, tomorrow night, Sunday night. It's dangerous. They could die. This is no weather to play around with. This is nasty cold. Pets that do not handle a cold. I know huskies can. I've seen the TikTok videos. If your pet cannot handle the cold, get him inside. Get him inside. I feel bad for those that have to stay outside that don't want to. They could die in this dangerous weather also. Give them shelter, water, warm up place. Don't let them suffer out there in this cold air. Again, it's going to snow 3 to 5 inches. That's what I'm seeing. But I've seen 5 to 8. Hello, Cheryl. Some other ones like that. This is a system that's coming to us. We reload the page from the National Weather Service out of Indianapolis. This is the system heading our way rapidly. This will be here tomorrow around noon is the earliest, is what I saw. I don't know for sure. I'm not the weather guy. But there are spots over here in Des Moines and Iowa and Illinois that they're saying they could be getting 3 inches of snow an hour. That's a lot of snow, folks. Mary, how are you, dear? Like I said, around noon is what it's looking. Don't quote me on that, but that's what appears to be everybody's agreed upon time. Earlier on the western part of the state, and it's going to be in our area around noonish is what it looked like. Now, we could wake up tomorrow morning and it'd be knocking on our door. So anytime tomorrow after breakfast, I would think, be prepared not to go anywhere. Wherever you're wanting to go, get there and be prepared to stay. And then behind it, this is your Arctic air. This area up in here. Some of the temperatures, I'm just like, are you freaking kidding me? Like 15 degrees below zero actual air temperature in the Minnesota, North Dakota, Iowa, Illinois, northern Illinois area. No, thank you. That's when I'd be moving down to here somewhere. But yeah, there's your front, there's your Arctic air, and this is your snow that's going to slide right on through central Indiana, central and southern Indiana as we move in tomorrow. Now, Wellspring has a warm-up center. They need blankets, hand warmers, gloves, all that. Paper towels, toilet paper. It's very, very awesome that Wellspring offers this up, and we have a place where folks can go and stay out of the cold. So kudos to Wellspring. We appreciate that, and we're going to help them any way we can. If you want to volunteer, contact EMA. They're constantly needing people. So I don't. Thank you, Megan. Appreciate that. Once again, I will read it again to you from Wellspring through EMA. This is Emily and Abby. But Wellspring has generously opened their doors to those needing shelter overnight during the extreme cold tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. Shelter hours are 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., so the shelter is open right now. Frozen hell needs to go. Seth, you are so right, my friend. Those who are inspired or feel called to give can do so by donating items that are needed at Wellspring, including hand and feet warmers, gloves, coats, all sizes, blankets, toilet paper, or paper towels. If you're interested in volunteering, please contact EMA at 765-342-8467. That's from EMA. Thank you to Wellsprings, EMA, and all involved. Seth, I couldn't agree with you more. This extreme and the heat extreme is what makes me not want to be in Indiana. This makes me want to move elsewhere. And as I get older, it really makes me want to move elsewhere. I can't stand weather like this at all. But anyway, that's on the docket for the next 48 hours. There's football on tomorrow. There's football on Sunday. Stay at home. Enjoy family time. Enjoy the closeness of the family as Seth gathers around the wood-burning stove in his cabin just west of town of Walnut Grove. They'll be out there roughing it, chopping wood all day, trying to keep the fire going, keeping the kids warm. I was gonna say half pint and her sister, but he doesn't have a half pint and her sister. He's got just one little one. But it's all joking aside, this is dangerous weather, folks. This is nothing to sneeze at. Wind chills are going to be extremely dangerous. Corey, I got another idea. I know we're reading Luke. Hello, Ken. We're jumping ahead here. I know we're reading Luke, but what if, stay with me now, what if we watched The Chosen in here on air on another night, not on Tuesdays, but then talked about it? I don't know how long the episode lasts. What was the name? Was it Olson's Grocery? Seth, that's hilarious. What was Mrs. Doggone it. What was the mom's name? Mary? That was the daughter. Laura Ingalls. Was it Laura Ingalls? What's as long as we don't show it. I mean, we get in trouble with copyright stuff all the time. If you follow that email I got the other day. Carol. How come I couldn't get Carol? Hello, Bill. Carol. I never forget the one where Carol had the eggs and the thugs broke her eggs. Paul was livid. We stopped. Oh, Seth. Your wife's a saint. Can we start from the beginning on The Chosen? I would love to. Seth, that's freaking hilarious. We stopped by CBD shop while the horses were eating so we don't get stressed being snowed in the cabin. I would start at episode 1. We started reading Luke, and what it was is if you read the Gospel according to Luke on the first day of December and read a chapter a day, Christmas Eve or Christmas night, I think it is, you finish Luke. So we're doing 8 chapters every Tuesday so we can finish it this month. Yes, she does. She's a saint, Seth. But I'd say in January, CB, let's try it. I would love to. You got me into it now. We watched an episode the other day, or part of an episode in here, and it was based off of the book of Luke, that the lady that touches his robe, and I was like, okay, no, we got to watch this. Well, Corey loves it. Corey swears by it. He watches it every episode and has not missed a beat. So, is it unprofessional to suck on ice when you're on camera? Yeah. It's Friday night at 7:12. No, I say we do it. We can at least talk about it. Turn the volume down. Corey, we did it for the football game. As long as we don't show the video, I think we can get by with it and have everybody at home. Hey, we're gonna start episode 1 of The Chosen. We're gonna hit play at 7:15. So at 7:15, everybody hit play and get into it, and we'll watch. I don't know how long an episode lasts. 45 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. We'll stay on and we'll talk about it. We can pause, talk about it. I don't know. I'm just putting some ideas out there. I like it. I agree with Megan, though. Let's start it from the first. Seth, she is a saint. All right, before we go back to that, do not forget, Wellspring has generously opened their doors to those needing shelter overnight during the extreme cold. Tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. Shelter hours are 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Those who are inspired are feel called to help by donating items that are needed to Wellspring. Items included hand and feet warmers, gloves, coats, blankets, toilet paper or paper towels, If you're interested in volunteering, get a hold of EMA at 765-342-8467. Do I know any elderly people that needs groceries or something might be able to take to them? I'll be willing to do that. Bill, I do not. But if anybody knows of anybody that needs some help like that, or if I hear of anybody, Bill, I will gladly let you know. What's up, Anthony? I've had a lot of messages today about the cold weather. I tried to reach out to the county, streetwise. First, I wanted to commend them and the city and the state for the work they did from the overnight storm. There's Anthony, and my plan was to go to 19 to 15 tonight, but there's Eddie right there. Hang on. Hang on one second. We're just trying to alert the folks that some dangerously cold air is coming tomorrow, Sunday. Yes, sir, Bill. You know I will. If I hear of anything, I will gladly message you. The snow that falls tomorrow is going to stick around for a couple days, but we get up in the 40s and 50s by midweek. It'll be gone. So we got about 48 hours of horrible weather to go through. Luckily, it's on a weekend. You don't have to leave. Don't leave. You got time tomorrow morning. Go down to Excellent and get you some breakfast. Excellent day and get you some breakfast. Go to the grocery store and get your milk, bread, and eggs, and whatever you get. And then get home. Starting about noon tomorrow as we go back to the National Weather Service cam. This mess here is heading our way. Let's see if we can refresh it, if anything has changed. Thanks, Bill. I feel 100% better than I did earlier in the week and last week. By the way, if you have that sickness, the chest and head thing, it lasts about 2.5, 3 weeks. You can't shake it. There's no medicine. I lived off of cough drops and sarcasm for 3 weeks. Blew my nose as much as possible and just rode it out. I'm still not 100%, but I am so much better than I was. This is what's heading towards us. Here's all the snow. This is the Arctic front. You can see it. And this is not plain air. This is stuff you want to avoid. There's some temperatures up in here in Minnesota and Iowa and Wisconsin, Illinois. Minus 15 for the, hello Tish, minus 15 for the high. That's not counting wind chill. That's where I'm like, I'm leaving. I'm not coming back. We're around 0, I think 4 below, excuse me, is the coldest I saw. And now I saw so many maps today. There was a 4 to 6 snowfall range, like a square box across the central part of the state. At one point, they shifted that south some, 4 to 6. And then I saw a little bit ago, 5 to 8. So I would say anywhere south of Indy, you're going to get 3 to 5 inches of snow. That's my guess. I'm not the weather guy. I'm Timu weather. So 3 to 5 inches right now is my best guess. Follow your local weather guy, whoever that may be, and see what they got to say. I'll be live back in here again tomorrow morning. And hopefully we got some updated information for you to see what's coming our way, and we can relay that to you. Do not forget, because there's a lot of folks in this community that are homeless. Wellspring. Thank you, Tish. I'm feeling better. It's just that crud that was going around. I caught it. Wellspring is a warm-up station. The doors are open now, 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. If you know of someone that needs a place to go, warm-up station, overnight, Wellspring. If you want to donate items, Wellspring. If you're looking to volunteer, contact EMA. Leave them a message. There's many ways we can help. So I wanted to come on here tonight and discuss that stuff with you, because it's going to be nasty. Like I said, I'll be back on here bright and early tomorrow. I'll get up and go get me about 3 gallons of coffee and a bunch of eggs and a bunch of bacon. Then I'll come back in here and maybe get a donut or two from Need the Dough. I mean, you almost have to. I'll probably stop by Hometown, say hi to the girls, and then I'll come in here and we'll talk winter weather. That's the game plan. Sunday, I don't know if I'm going to leave my bedroom. It's going to be 0. The high for the day is like 2, and the low is like 4 below. So I'm not for sure if I'm even leaving my house Sunday. It's going to be chilly. It's going to be very chilly. I know there's a lot of folks that have messaged me about coming on air. It's tough right now. We had stuff going on, sickness, Christmas. January is I'm going to try to start getting people back on again. We are trying to get Santa Claus in here. We had a date set for Sunday, but we didn't want them coming in here when it's 4 degrees outside. Bring me some creamer on your way through. Are you out of creamer? That's not good. That is not good at all. I will probably, I'm telling you, I like the gas station coffee at Circle S. It's good. Lost my train of thought. That's what happens. Wow. Gotta have creamer. Gotta have creamer with the coffee. If you got stuff you want to donate, get a hold of Wellspring. That's the warm-up station. That's what's going on there. I'll be live tomorrow. Oh, I know what we're talking about. Santa Claus. We're going to try to have him in here on Sunday. It's probably going to be next Thursday night where the kids call in. One other thing we got to do still. So I said coffee and it jogged your memory. One other thing we're trying to do is what we normally do every year about this time is a Tim Coriel surprise. That's going to be probably one night next. Hello, Savannah. One night next week. We do this every year. We ask for money from you. We have a few items to auction off. I think one year we made $6,000 in one evening. I think one year we made $4,000 in one evening. And sometimes people just donate, and we take that money, every single penny of it, and we go give it to folks for a Christmas surprise. And how it came to pass. Yeah, Tish, that's a valid worry, but we'll be okay, dear. It's going to be okay. Why it's called the Tim Coriel surprise? When I did the toy drive, I did a toy drive by myself for years, and every Christmas it never failed. 3 days before Christmas, Tim would walk in and go, "Hey, I got a family we got to take care of now," and so then we would go crazy getting these gifts for these youngsters, and every year it's a Tim Coriel surprise. Well, then him and Swango started doing it, and they would take these families and go to Walmart and tell the kids, "Go get what you need." And it was just amazing. Mikey and Tim, it breaks my heart because I know they love doing it. And I know Mikey does. What's up, Mr. Minty? Swango's an amazing human being. And when him and Tim together they were unstoppable. So we started this the year after Tim passed, or the Christmas after Tim passed, the Tim Coriel surprise. And we take that money and we gave it to needy families. I think the first year we gave it to 4. We split it up, 1,000 here, 1,000 here, 1,000 there. Used toys. Red Barn, Megan. Message Patty Owens, my sister. If you message me after I get off air, I can give you and show you how to contact her if you don't know where the Red Barn's at. The best thing to do, and I tell people, they're like, "I don't want to do that." Put it in a bag, take it out, set it out in front of the door. Somebody will get it and put it inside. The next year, I think we helped 2 or 3 families, and then one year we helped a gal that was in dire strait. I already have a group, an individual that we're going to help this year. They were on air, and I told them it's Lou Gehrig's disease. I told the gal, I know, Tish, it was the video that gets me, and we've got it saved. It was at the old studio at the house, and him and Mikey, I think there were 4 kids, and the mom and dad had no money, and they took them to Walmart, Tish, and bought them new jammies for Christmas. All of them had toys. And they all came in studio, and we had Ted Hayes, we had Larry Ralph, myself, and Corey. And Ted prayed over the whole group on air. There wasn't a dry eye left in that room when we got done. Kids, mom and dad, Tim, Mike, Ted, Larry, myself, and Corey, wasn't a dry eye left in the room. But that's the way he was. That's the way he did things. Tim marched the beat of his own drum, kind of like his older brother. But when he wanted to help someone, boom. He went and did it. Bill, that's what we do, that number. But on next Thursday, we'll probably do like we do every year. We'll have the kids call in here and talk to Santa. We got to set that up still. But that's what we call the Tim Coryell surprise. He always waited till like the next Christmas Eve, and we had to go scramble and get things done. So Tim Coryell surprise is coming up. I have some gifts for the last auction that people said re-auction them off. We're going to do that. We're going to try to hit, let's say we're going to try to hit $3,000 this year, $4,000 this year, whatever the number is. And it doesn't matter. If we only get 1,000, we only get 1,000. But we'll turn around and give that to that lady. And I feel bad. I apologize. I can't remember her name. I want to thank Stephanie, but I will get a hold of her and her husband, who was afflicted with ALS, and it was brutal. They're wonderful folks, and I want to give that money because she started her own business and helping people with that ailment, and so they need money, and so that's what we're going to do with it this year. We're going to give it to her. I don't care what she does with it. We're going to hand it to her. And if I see pictures of her in Florida next week, happy for her. That's up to her. But that's the Tim Coryell surprise. And that's coming up between now and Christmas. And we will make what we make on that and go from there. That's always Dan. Dan normally helps. Dan Downing. Sparrow normally helps. We ran around 2 years ago. Thank you, Tish. God bless you as well, dear. 2 years ago, Dan and Sparrow and I ran around probably for 4 hours all across the county. And we had doors we were going to go knock on, and we were handing these family, I think that was the year we had like $5,000, handing these folks $1,000 3 days before Christmas. You talk about the outpouring from the kids and the mom and the dad, and it just hits you in the feels good because you know you're doing right, and you know this family's needed it right when you open the door, and that's what it's all about to us. And I enjoy doing this more, the Tim Coryell thing, more than any of them. I know we help other folks out, but real quick, this is gonna make this. This could make my allergies. One year, we had a dad not far from here. 2 kids, dad, and the mom was on hospice. And we knew that going in. I think we gave him $4,000. And when we knocked on the door, he opened the door. The mom was in the hospital bed in the front room with the kids. And I know the $4,000's not going to save her, but I know that's a Christmas those kids will never forget at a time that they're not going to want to remember what went on. But that's what it's all about. And that's a tough one. I'll never forget that, and that's why we'll always do this. I don't care if we only raise $100. What's up, Emma? That's why we always do this. And it's that was brutal. I felt horrible for the mom, the dad, the kids, but we did what we could for them. And that's why we do this. And that's why we'll do it again coming up. When you open that door and the mom's laying there in the hospital bed, hospice, you know she's not going to make it much longer. And the 2 little ones were right there with her at her side. And the dad's been taking care of the mom. He couldn't work. They couldn't pay any bills. So we did what we had to do. Anyway, that's coming up. That one hits me in the feels every time. That's a toughie. That one, and then when Timmy brought there was five little ones or 4 little kids, had them dressed in their jammies, and Ted Hayes prayed over him. And if I don't know if you know who Ted Hayes is, but when he prays, man, it just goes right through you. And it was just good stuff. I like doing that stuff. I like being a part of it. And this time of year, it means so much more. So, real quick, once again, I lost my way. I know it. That one will stay with me forever. And the dad's crying, the kids are crying, the mom is right there. And it was just, when you open the door like that, and you see a situation, that's when you know in your heart, you're at the right spot. That's when I was like, that we are doing exactly what we're supposed to do with this. Not all the time you feel that way, but on situations like that, you knew you were in the right spot. And that was brutal. And I'm not gonna lie. And I couldn't. It was just a tough moment. But we did the right thing. And I told that dad, you do what you want. If you want to wait until a little bit further down the road and then take the kids somewhere with it, go ahead. And he was crying and I was crying and the kids were crying and I was like, whew. I didn't really know Tim that well. I knew him from the racetrack, but that man had a heart of gold. Yeah, he did. He had a heart of gold and he loved that racetrack, Bill. He loved the people down there and he loved going down there. As a matter of fact, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. 100%. Yes, she did. The burden was off of her because she knew that her kids were going to have a Christmas and they were going to be okay. And off the dad too. The dude was completely stressed out. You could just see it on him when he opened the door. And he didn't know me from Adam. And here's some guy standing in front of him at his door, handing him a wad of cash, telling him, Merry Christmas. I know it doesn't change the situation, but as I said, it's one they won't want to remember, but here's something that'll help them remember the good of it. But that's why we do it. That's why we do the Tim Corral Surprise. That's why I always want to do it. And some night next week, we're going to do that. I know we got Santa coming in. It may be next Friday. I don't know. I know we got Santa coming in on Thursday. I'm pretty sure we're getting tight here. So we got to do it. Save your pennies. If you want to donate something to it, if you want to give money to it that night, let me know. We can make it happen. And I don't care if it's 500 or 1,000 or 5,000 we end up with. I've got a group it's all going to. And they're great folks. They were in here on air. And Tish, I could tell you that's the worst one. I mean, I don't want to say worst one. That's the one that touched me the most. I've had some others during the toy drive. I had a Vietnam vet. Grandpa come in. He's about 6'5", about 3 bills high, crying because he didn't have any money to get toys for his grandkid. And Christmas Eve, by the way, as I was walking out of the studio, I had just delivered the last bag of toys. And he caught me right before I went out the door. And he was just shuffling along there. He said, I got a grandkid and I don't have any money and I want to give him some Christmas. And someone told me you could help. And I said, you be here tomorrow night at 6 p.m. and I will have him toys. And he said, God bless you. And he gave me a bear hug, about squeezed the air out of me. And he walked out crying, got in his car and left. And I picked up the phone because I have a list of folks I can call that I know day or night, hey, I need help, and they will do it. I know, Misty, that's awesome. I called one of my people, and they bought 6 gifts that night, and I left there, and I went to Rural King because he said he liked tractors and stuff, and I went and got 6 gifts, and I met them back there the next night, Christmas Eve, about 5 o'clock, and we wrapped 12 gifts, candy, and a hat in the bag, all sealed up. 6 p.m., he walked in the door, and I handed him that bag, and the tears just poured down his face. And there's a giant of a man, you know, that is as proud can be. And, man, it lets you know you're in the right spot and you're doing the right thing. Nights like that. And it lets me know that this community always steps up when need be. And that night, the thing about it, there were some things that had went on that I was like, this is the last year I'm doing this because of A, B, and C. And that guy, I'm like, how can I stop doing it when I get guys like that? So anyway, I eventually did stop doing them. But there's so many other drives now. Thank you, Bill. You are as well, sir. So anyway, back to the reason why I decided to venture down here and go live. Wellspring has generously opened their doors to those needing shelter overnight during the extreme cold tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. Shelter hours are 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. If you're interested in donating to help those down at the shelter, hand warmers, feet warmers, gloves, coats, blankets, toilet paper, and or paper towels. If you're interested in volunteering your time, get a hold of EMA at 765-342. Excuse me. 765, this is totally unprofessional. 765-342-8467. Wellspring Warm-Up Center. If you know someone needs to go there, get them there. Point them in the right direction. Do not let anyone sleep on the streets. Tonight's going to be cold, but the next 2 nights are going to be stupid cold. Don't let it happen. We're going to get 3 to 5 inches of snow from this swath coming down. Used to call them Alberta Clippers. I don't know why they don't anymore, because they're still the same systems. They come out of Alberta, whoop, shoots across the Midwest, drops the Arctic front with it. That's all your extremely cold air. This is your snow. It's going to hit warmer, moist air down through here. Blah, blah, blah. 3 to 5 inches through central Indiana, starting around noon tomorrow. If you bring in a toy, you get a free small fry or hash brown Happy Meal. Woohoo! That's at McDonald's. So yeah, I've seen 3 to 6. I've seen 3 to 5. I've seen 5 to 8, and the line kind of bounces back and forth. So 3 to 5 is my guesstimate. I have no clue why. I'm not a weather guy. I'm Timu weather. But that's your Arctic cold front. That's your big swath of cold air. And this thing's going to chug south and hit us around noon tomorrow. So that's what I got. Wonder why I'm not picking up the other cameras. I don't think I'm on the right side. Anywho. Again, hats off to the county, city, and state for plowing and keeping the roads clear and clean as quickly as possible today. I know the temperature warmed up and helped out, but those guys were on it the minute it started snowing. That's hard work. That's a lot of work. I know they catch a lot of flack, but those guys really have been... It's a lot of pavement out here in Morgan County to cover. And our 67 was clear. I know 69 was clear. The city streets, I heard plows all night. So kudos to them. And they're going to be right back at it again tomorrow as the snow starts to fly once again. Anyway, that's all I got. 51 minutes. Wow. I talk way too much. Don't forget, shelter's open right now. Wellspring. 7 p.m., 7 a.m. Tim Coryell Surprise is coming up. If you want to bid, you want to donate, we'll make it happen next week sometime. I don't know yet. I haven't set a date on that. Santa Claus, Thursday. Gonna happen. Hey, our thing for Red Barn tomorrow is canceled. I already talked to Patty. No worries on that. We will help her out probably in January at some point in time. Not an issue, she said. So, any other questions, comments, concerns? Shoot them my way now. If not, I'm going to call it a night and go chill. There's Eddie right there. It's Mr. County Highway himself. Eddie, you guys are doing a hell of a job. 2 snows already this year, 2 or 3. Knocked it out of the park. I always wait a little bit before I go to work. My hours are a little flexible. So I went in around 8 today, up 67. I went 55 all the way. And that's after a night of 3.5 inches of snow. You guys are doing a wonderful job, Eddie. And I know some of the hours these guys work, they're zombies by the time they're done with their shifts. Go home and sleep 2 hours and go back and get it again. And they'll be busy all day Saturday, all night Sunday night. And remember, blowing and drifting is going to be an issue because this is going to be frigid temperatures. Yeah, Megan, yes, we will. We will make an event for that once we set for sure. And I will tag you in it. Blowing and drifting is going to be an issue. Frigid below zero temperatures is going to be an issue. And those guys will still be out there plowing the roads and taking care of business while we're home in our Spidey PJs warmed up. So hats off to those guys. City, county, and state, they do a wonderful job. Yes, be safe out there, Eddie. Tell your guys thank you. Appreciate their hard work. Tim Coryell Surprise is coming up. Bill, thank you, sir. Santa Claus is coming up. Stay with us. If anything news breaking wise needs to be out, I'll be back on tomorrow morning. And Eddie has my number. He knows if they got to get something out, he'll message me and let us know, and we'll put it on the site. I know a lot of people panic and all this, and I get it. It's bad weather. But if there's, as I've said before, there's LEOs on that page, the county's on that page, EMA's on that page, city's on that page. If it's a potential hazard, like on the flooding, either Eddie or EMA Abby will message me and say, hey, Blue Bluff's closed. Peregrine Road's closed. Post it. We're going to post it, share it. They let us know. When you see people, when you do not hear from me on the page, second guess some of the stuff you're reading. That's all I'm saying. Because if I've not locked on it, that was one of the things Tim and I used to have the most fun on some of the police call-outs and things going on. You always had 4 or 5 guys that swore they were there and they knew what was going on. And I'm on the phone with Timmy reading the comments and he's reading them. And he's just like, oh my gosh. We would laugh at stuff like that. But, and 99.9% of the time, just I know you do. And that's okay. I panic. I don't like tornadoes, so I'm right there with you. 99.9% of the time, if I post it, it's not coming from me. I've talked to one of the experts, either Abby or Eddie or the city or the county or somebody. That's where I'm getting my information from. I'm not sitting at home going page to page and seeing where so-and-so posted it. So it's got to be fact. No, I got contact numbers for a reason. That's what we're going to do. We're not going to jump the gun. It was like on the bullet situation. Did we know what was going on? Yeah. Did we want to share that information? No. Lot was still happening while that whole situation was being handled. No reason. As a matter of fact, first thing I heard was the dog was dead and was shot, and an intruder was shot and killed, and this was happening. And you post something like that, you're going to have a riot. Dog was shot and killed, intruder was shot and killed, Belt Lane. You're going to have people driving out there en masse. That wasn't the situation at all. Got hit, damn near died. So you let the professionals be professionals. That's what they get paid to do. They're doing their job. The last thing they want to worry about is what someone's posting on Facebook about them when it's not even fact. So oh, wow, Seth. A referee collapsed at the Monrovia basketball game and has passed away. Prayers for his family. That is brutal. Yes, prayers for his family, sir. Whew. That's rough. Hate to hear that, but thank you for letting us know, Seth. It goes back to what we were saying earlier. I want to play The Chosen up here and watch it and get a crowd either in here or watching from home at the same time, and we go live and talk about it. If you've not seen, Corey got me on The Chosen. If you've not seen The Chosen, it's on Netflix. Seth, why did your post go away? If you've not seen The Chosen, watch that show. Seth, I'll call you here in a minute if you don't mind. Text me. Love you guys. Be safe. Frigid. I cannot stress enough. Frigid cold air starting tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night. Sunday is horribly cold. What's up, Jeff? Bottom's going to drop out. It's going to be a nasty one. It's going to warm up quick next week. Get your pets inside. Check on your elderly. Run your faucets, especially the ones on the outside walls. Stay off the roads. Let the county guys do their thing. They're very good at it. We know that for a fact. 2 snowstorms down, no issues whatsoever. And that's 3.5, 4 inches of snow. You're working in it. See, hats off to you, Jeff. I'm not a young man anymore. I don't know if I'd want to be out there in it. Back in the day, yeah, I'm out there in shorts and t-shirt. Woo-hoo! Love you guys. Have a great rest of your Friday night. I will be back on here early tomorrow morning. I want to say early. I don't know how early. 7-ish, 8-ish. We'll talk winter storm. If Eddie's got anything he wants to add at that point in time, he knows how to get a hold of me. If he thinks it's pertinent to what's going on. See you, Tish. Love you, girl. EMA. They've got a hold of me. Sydney knows how to get a hold of me. If something needs to be put out there, they will let me know. Love you guys. Have a great Friday night. Thank you for supporting us. Don't forget the Tim Coriel Surprise is coming up soon. We need you to dig deep, donate, and we'll get it to the right folks. Have a great night. Thank you as always.